attack formation. The rallying cry that carried Raven Prague to the Season 1 championship becomes instead the new name of these sleeping giants of squad. And boy, are we glad that it did. While the players are well known in the competitive squad scene, AF began their campaign obviously still shaking off the dust of their slumber. And while they merely outshot Rogue, the game teetered at various points, demonstrating the headache that AF would have to get over to get back to their 100% fighting fit. Individually, their players decimated those that stood in their way. But creating a full command structure and relearning the playstyles of those around you takes time, and they needed to make it stick, fast. Fool's Road was a cauldron that seemed to re-energize the AF players. Their crucible of fire. Spit, coming off a hot streak in pre-season, was all warmed up and raring to go.
All strikers down right now.
AF wasn't ready to go into that dark night quite so quietly, and by pulling out some excellent AT play, AF struck a hammer blow to Spit, knocking them senseless in round 1 and giving themselves a commanding position to play from. The match was now simple. Roll out, turtle to win.
Getting some tickets back, 65 to 176.
But AF is anything but simple. A catastrophic rollout gave Spit oxygen. And they got back into the fight. Outmaneuvered, AF threatened to crumble.
So jumps in, saves the radio, Cynico.
But the boys in green held, pulling reset after reset out of the bag.
1, 2, 3 here. Out to beat for this game.
The match was over. AF had arrived. After the highs of Fool's Road, the Valley of Logar is apt for probably the lowest point in the AF campaign. An almost 300 ticket loss to the then hot favourites Mumblerines threatened to wipe out the good progress that had been made so far. Poor macro decision making reminded us of the fragility of the decisions within the SLs of AF, as they couldn't simply shoot their way out of these bad decisions this time. Mortars rained, and AF's hopes of an unbeaten run were dashed.
In on those roofs.
The last round of the Swiss versus West Monkey Trading, and while the Vic plays were best to be forgotten about for AF, they built the pressure and overran West Monkey Trading.
He won!
They controlled the flags in the lanes, and AF squeezed the tickets, drank in the sweet, sweet taste of victory.
Guns down, no guns down.
He got his turret, they know they're dead.
Damn, Vic diff. Vic diff. Oh, Emra.
Fucking hell.
Fuck. Yep. Saves the radio.
Way good plays from both teams, honestly.
There's nuts again. Like, damn.
The first knockout looked to be interesting. Carabobs were a team that was well known for their dogged determination and defensive playstyle, an almost outright counter to the blitzkrieg pressure plays of AF.
Oh, it looks like Carabobs have just got swarmed. There's just too many. There were just too many AF. Stepney, so they don't have to fully go back to main. Oh, that's the logic con from the other tank. Shooting at the striker, but it's not dying. What's going on? What was that?
40 tickets separated them after the first round, and while AF comfortably outshot Carabobs, it wasn't the one round wonder that it might have been. Until round 2, that is. And despite the questionable push into the Lake of Death, AF were aggressors throughout, and flag after flag started to drop.
That's how you open the game up. But remember, AF did the exact same thing to them in the first round. AF did the exact same thing to them in the first round. Now we're seeing striker. I'm not sure. I think this striker was probably planned to play in with the infantry that were on the helicopter as well. We're going to get out cover. I'm making moves here. Look, making absolute moves. Exist and Demetrium. I'm just gonna Oh, he did. He's gone. He's gone. He's like completely.
AF moved on to the semis. IG Owls had everything to do in the semi-finals, came out with this huge push round 1 of Cora, attempting to just overrun the AF lines with sheer numbers.
In straight here. That's a nicely positioned ladder. It's very smart place actually. Oh, but Gendel's already towards the southwest. Go for Seto as well. Kills Seto. And the medic peeks out. He one-taps the medic. Owl's a one-man band right now. He takes out Atty as well. Ajax is just killing.
AF beat them back, able to rely on their mechanical advantage to grind out the tickets.
I don't know how he got away with that. Oh.
Get shit on it.
We have one Matt V getting hit. That's gone. So that was overmined in the 14.5. That's one Matt V goes down. You can see Svaya actually picking up a kill.
Round 2, AF recognised they just needed to hold map control, prevent ticket loss, rather than push mindlessly towards the enemy main.
Trying to grind out map control and then work from there. I like this from AF.
IG Owls were now stuck between a rock and a hard place. With no flags to flip, 140 ticket deficit proved too much, and AF stuck to their game plan, advancing to the finals. And so, to a rematch with Spit, a team that they've beaten once before in this tournament, but now they have the measure of one another. AF will be seeking to get into the head of the Spit players once again, looking now to outthink as well as outshoot their opponents. And so, this match will depend on the decisions within that still fragile command structure. Join us as we see if this attack formation has what it takes to break through, or will this just be another charge of the Light Brigade?